my name. It's Florin Zubashku. I'm executive editor of Science Business, and I have the great pleasure today to announce that we're launching the Widening initiative. This is a dedicated newsletter that will cover issues related to the research innovation divide in Europe, which will be paired with a series of events and other activities. The reason we're doing this is very simple. There is a performance gap in Europe. Not all countries are performing the same. That's what we're trying to do with this newsletter, is to look at this issue step by step and see what are the problems and where are the pockets of excellence in Central and Eastern Europe, and what we can do to help them connect with the rest of Europe.
Well, first of all, congratulations for your initiative. By spreading information, sharing good practices, giving visibility to success stories everywhere, in every corner, in all our regions in Europe, we have much more chances to reaffirm our leadership that we already have in science, to assume our role that being a leader in the time that we are living, that means to be inclusive, that means to pay attention to all our regions, to our talents. We have to promote what we have learned with the pandemic, how important it is to invent research innovation. Because if you were able to have a vaccine in less than 1 year, it was exactly because for many years before an investment was made in research in those areas. So I think that if you'd like to be better prepared, to be much more resilient for future crises, it's obvious that we need to invest much more in research and innovation. And again here, it's really important for me to promote the triangle, research, innovation and education. Because what we see with our European Universities Alliances, they all integrated research and innovation in their work.
Another dimension is, of course, the best way to widen the participation is to make the Horizon program more efficient. So I completely agree with what Madam Commissioner just said about certain partnerships and consortia being closed clubs.
My next question is on this topic. Are some governments too corrupt to invest effectively and smartly?
Well, in terms of European policy making, this was one of the main messages from my Hungarian trip from the STOA panel in the European Parliament. Careful with all the European projects that are geographically distributed, because if they are run by governments, which they usually are, they have a certain tendency to be corrupted and the resources to be misused. Well, the Hungarian research landscape is also very diverse, and there are also pockets of clear excellence in many different fields. That's why it's always important to have this level playing field, and we should probably consider also funding more broadly individual researchers and not just huge research institutes, because there are many independent researchers and scientists who basically are outlawed by the ruling party.
What we have discovered during the pandemic period is that Europe could do certain things and certain things could not. And I think that was very much a wake-up call for many people to understand that we need to cooperate closely together on all matters. This, of course, requires help, funding, networks, and many other supportive actions. But if we would like to develop and grow our technology sovereignty and be able to be competitive on the global landscape with the US, with China, the key is in doing it right, and doing it in a magnitude of scale that will allow us to truly be globally competitive.
I would like to speak also about the critical mass. So the competition, you judge it on the global, on the European scale, not on the country scale. And so we need to find devices to increase the competitivity of Europe. And I want to mention one E-word that hasn't been mentioned yet. This is important, is excellence. There are W word widening and there is the E word. If you don't have the E word, the W doesn't count. We need excellence centers, and then we need to spread the excellence. That's widening. But if we forget the excellence, then we spread nothing.